Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video I want to address a question I get a lot on both my live streams and my YouTube comments. The question is simple: why do you like Final Fantasy XIV so much? And it's a fair question. I mean, I've played my fair share of MMOs. I played Final Fantasy XI, World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2, so many Korean free-to-play MMOs that it would blow your mind. I remember playing Silk Road Online, Heroes Online, Granada Espada, whatever it was called, Ragnarok Online. Listen, I've played a lot of MMOs in my days is all I'm trying to say. So why do I play and enjoy Final Fantasy XIV so much now compared to the rest of the options out there? Well, I could sit here and list absolutely everything, but how about I just give you my top 5 main reasons why I play and enjoy Final Fantasy XIV. Keep in mind that these 5 points are entirely an expression of my opinions and should not be taken as fact. What may be a reason I enjoy playing may be another person's reason for not enjoying it, and that's perfectly fine. That's what opinions are for. Yes, even on the internet. So number 5 on my list is the ability to do everything on a single character. It was one of the major things I loved about Final Fantasy XI over other MMOs at the time, and that remains true here in Final Fantasy XIV. Don't feel like playing Ninja today? I'll press one button and I can play my Scholar. Feel like tanking today for some reason? One button press and I'm playing Paladin or Warrior. Furthermore, I can use the success of my main job at level 50 to help get gear and even enhance the leveling experience of all the alternate jobs that I want to play and whatever piece of content I want to play it in. It's great to have such versatility on a single character and not need to make a bunch of alts. So I'm sure that now that I've said that, you're probably wondering why I personally have so many alts. Well, I have a few personal and professional reasons why I do that, so let's talk about that another time. Next up, hitting number 4 is the community. Now, this is something that is reflected both inside and out of the game. Now, regardless of which location you choose, Final Fantasy XIV's community is generally on the nicer side of the different online communities, especially these days now that the internet is integrated into everything. Don't get me wrong, it's not spotless, but I see far nicer and more helpful people here than I have seen in every other MMO, bar a few people that I met in Final Fantasy XI. On top of being nice, many are creative, many are passionate, and many of them just want to have fun. And honestly, I appreciate that more than anything. Having fun is a concept that's lost on a lot of people with video games nowadays, so it's always nice to see people just playing for that reason. So number 3 for me has got to be the story of Final Fantasy XIV. This reason even branches back to 1.0, which you guys know I've not had the best of thoughts about. It did have a good story though, and it set the foundation of the events we have here in A Realm Reborn and moving into the first expansion. When the story wants to be, it can be a great piece of content for the game that sucks the user in and gets them emotionally invested in the game. There are a handful of filler events, I say a handful, it's a bit more than that, fetch quests that we have to do throughout the main story, things that kind of take away from the experience, but when you get back into it, it's always something that you'll enjoy, or something that I enjoy, I should say. Now, on top of that, everything has a story in this game. Class quests, job quests, every dungeon. Even when you're going back to a dungeon to do the hard mode, there is a reason why you're going back, and it's different than it was previously. There's side story quests like Hildebrand or the Post-Moogle. There's riddles and reasons behind everything you do in Eorzea. And it's all this that puts the story at the list at number 3 for me. So with number 3 being the story, number 2 has got to be the content for me. Never before have I seen so many attempts to have as much relevant content as possible all at once in a vertical progression game. Leveling, dungeons, fates, leaves, crafting, gathering, treasure maps, hunts, PvP, LOL, glamour, mounts, minions, weddings, housing, gardening, triple triad, chocobo racing. The list goes on and on. And as someone who loves raids, I have a strong appreciation for the amount of effort that goes into each of the bosses that we have. They have strong thematic ties, which is something I love about bosses, and they feel very well crafted. My only complaint is that there aren't enough of them. I'm always up for whatever challenge Square Enix can concoct though, so I'm really looking forward to this expansion, this aspect, I should say, of the expansion. And so with content being my number 2 reason, I'm sure you're wondering what the heck number 1 could be. And honestly, the number 1 reason is quite simple. I'm a Final Fantasy fanboy, just being real here. I know it sounds so stupid, but I do so much prefer the Final Fantasy-esque universes over the other choices out there on the gaming market. I mean, Chocobos, Moogles, job systems, the throwbacks to old Final Fantasy games, I love it all. And granted, I'm not even like a full-blown fanboy with this. Like, I don't want a Sephiroth fight in the game or anything like that. I don't want all the major villains of the previous Final Fantasy games to come back. I think Cloud of Darkness was just kind of like one of those ones that happened to fit in. But I want to see Final Fantasy XIV continue to evolve into its own Final Fantasy. Though those Easter eggs and references to the older Final Fantasies are always appreciated. I mean, the Magitech mount, that thing's pretty awesome. So tell me, what are your top 5 reasons for playing, or even not playing, let's make it fair to everybody, Final Fantasy XIV? Be sure to leave a comment in the description of the video below. Now, try to be respectful to each other down there. I know this is the internet, so that request is probably folly, but I'd appreciate it a lot if you could try. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching this video. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. I almost decided not to say that in this video, but I think everyone would panic if I ever once decided not to say that. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see everyone in the next video. Until then, take care.